So moving along, the mitzvah of responding to insults with silence. Biggie! It's massive. We're going to see it in a little bit more detail later, so I don't need to touch on it in too much right now. But there's a mitzvah that when a person is insulted, to respond with silence. The highest level would be not even to think about it afterwards. That's awesome. And just so that you know that this is not like I'm talking about high madrigas, you and I actually request this every single day. We talk about this in much more detail actually in bullying, but it comes up soon also here in Middos. Every day we're davening at the end of Shemona Esrei. It's literally came up the last taste on our lips. V'lim kalai nafshi tidaim. To those who curse me, let me be silent. Now, tidaim is not shtika. Shtika is also silence. Why do you got two? Eventually, in English, the word silence means silence. There's no noise. You're not talking. No, there's two levels of silence. Because if you've got one word, tidaim, and shtika, that means daim and shtika can't be the same silence, even if they're typed the same way. No, tidaim means, Rebbeinu help me be silent. I don't even think about it. Shtika means I'm not saying anything, but it really bothers me when he speaks like that about me or to me, or says those things. I hate his opinions. So I'm thinking about it over here, but I'm keeping quiet. I don't want to get into machlekes. That's a high madrega. Don't take it away. It's really good. Tidaim is just a higher level of silence where it doesn't even bother you. You just let go. Rebbeinu deal if he's got the wrong opinions. So you can't give him teichacha. It's just going to backfire in your face. We'll talk about teichacha soon. Oh, so silence when you're insulted, when it's aimed at you, silence is the best and highest madrega. And it's a mitzvah, d'Rabbanan, that's not counted necessarily as one hariyag, even though it could be a chelik of teshuvah, very much so, but that's a separate discussion. But in the meantime, to understand, the midah of silence, be'ikah takes place over here. It's not the absence of decibels coming out of your mouth, it's the not thinking about it after you're insulted. So we say, let me be silent to those who curse me. V'nafshi ke'afar lakol tiyeh. And let my soul be like afar, dust, to anybody who treads on me. Whoa! What am I asking? Rebbeinu, help me be a shmata? 1-800 shmata ruyeti. Is that what I'm supposed to be asking you? Well, put it this way, and Chazal actually tell us this, it's really beautiful. When you tread on afar, what happens to the afar? And the answer is, nothing! Well, you could argue that actually the more you tread on it, the more compact, the harder it gets. The stronger it gets. And it's still afar. Oh, so when Hashem says that one of the brachas, the blessings to Klal Yisrael, is that you will be like afar aretz, it doesn't necessarily mean in quantity, it's talking about quality. The quality of afar is that no matter how many times you tread on it, walk over it, it's still there. Endurance, resilience, that's what you're asking for. Please, Rebbeinu, v'nafshi ke'afar lakol tiyeh. Give me that inner resilience that my soul will be like afar, strong, only strong if I'm trodden on, and not weaker and torn apart and broken and I'm abused and traumatized. And that's thought. Be only one thought away from thinking, I'm stronger for it because I'm not paying attention to it. I'm not talking about the Holocaust, even if I was in it. But I'm not talking because I'm not thinking. So I'm not reliving it. I can't help it at night. If you're a Holocaust survivor and you're having nightmares about memories that are fleeting through your mind while you're asleep. But when you wake up, you're so busy raising a family, so busy building your business, so busy building community, so busy building yeshivas, schools, rebuilding Yiddishkeit, that you're not thinking about the trauma, constant fear of death, seeing death constantly for not days, weeks, months, but years and years and years. And you're talking about kids, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, split from their families, but they didn't spend the rest of their lives thinking about it. Because this is where you exist. This is what matters the most. So when we ask Hashem, please make me ka'afar la kol tiyeh, we are actually asking Hashem, help me have that resilience, that internal strength, that no matter what I go through, no matter how many times I'm trodden on by life experiences or people, I'm still there and not broken, not damaged, not traumatized. Start again, because it's all thought in the moment. That's what Middos is, always. And even if Hashem person's been in Russia, one thought later, one hero of Teshuvah changes everything in Hashem's reality and in Shulchan Aruch. Mekudeshes. Interesting. Moving forward, don't be a kaifa toiv, don't be ungrateful. So we have the mitzvah of being grateful, we have the mitzvah of not complaining, and we have a separate mitzvah of not being kaifa toiv. According to Chazal, Adam Arishon, when he ate from the tree, that wasn't nearly as bad as how he responded when Hashem invited him and said, did you eat from the tree I asked you not to eat from? And instead of saying, yes, I did and I'm sorry, because that was why Hashem put it in question for him, to see if Adam would say, yeah, you caught me, I apologize. All he needed to say was one word, chatati, and Medrash Agada claims he would have been forgiven. But instead, ha'isha, that woman, asher natata imadi, that you gifted to stand by me. Whoa. It's not bad enough that you're blaming your wife, but now you go and turn it on Hashem and say that you gifted me to stand by me. Asher natata, you gifted, that's what the lashon of natata is. You gave as a gift. I wasn't owed a wife. Imadi, to stand by me, support and be a partner with me. And now you're going and turning that against Hashem. So here, this is where Chazal say, I could never say this. When Maran Avodah Zarah, I think Daf Gimel tells us, Mikan, from here you know that Adam in this context was a kaifa taiv, denied the good. So whenever, has v'shalom, I accuse or blame or complain or deny or give excuses, all it is really a complaint against the Kadosh Baruch Hu. Don't be a kaifa taiv. So Kadosh Baruch Hu wants me to pay attention to the good that's already there and not be kaifer, which is, I think, is the original word for cover. Don't cover up the real makar, the real source. Hashem is the one who gave you good. So don't cover that up and start blaming other people for the bad in your life. Hashem is the one who gives you everything. So don't be a kaifa taiv. Azus, it's all attitude. Chazal tell us someone who's got azus panim, which is that's really bad. Chutzpah, obstinacy, refuses to take tochacha, refuses to be corrected. That's not good. If you see someone who's really got azus panim, muftach loi, you can be certain shaloi amdu ragli avoisav b'hasinai. This is not Jewish. It's not the midah of busha, which we're going to see in a few moments, is also thought. That's one of the hallmarks of the Jew. That's one of the identifying marks of a Jew. So azus is so much in the opposite direction that if someone has azus, then you know that it can't be Zera Yisrael, because lo yamdu raglei avosav b'har Sinai. It's just not possible. Now there's azus tikdusha. That's actually one of the reasons that HaKadosh Baruch Hu chose us, because we've got this incredible obstinacy for the right things, to let go of jealousy, to fight the Yetzer Hara, to not give in to persecution because we're Jews. Throughout our history, we've preferred death in this world for life in the next, because if living this life here is without Torah mitzvahs, it's not worth living. So of course they died for Hashem. They'll die al Kiddush Hashem. Oh, so that comes from Azus Dikdusha. That's one of the reasons Hashem chose us. I think around about Chafhei, we were chosen because of our Azus. Obstinacy can go in both directions. So there's Azus Panim, Legehenim, and then there's Azus Dikdusha, which the obstinacy going to get up anyway and daven Shachris with a minyan. The obstinacy, I'm going to hit Mincha with a minyan. I'm going to put on tzitzit. I haven't put on tefillin for a long time. I'm going to start putting on tefillin again. Okay, only for Kriyat I'll take it off. But I'll start building up my mitzvah muscles so that I add on Birkas HaShachar and Birkas HaTorah, and then I'll take my tefillin off. I'll say all 3 paragraphs of Shema, and then I'll say Shema. Slowly build up. The slower you go, the faster you'll get there. But the idea is, don't give up. Don't ever despair. Just because I'm not keeping everything doesn't mean I can't keep anything. No, put on film for 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute at least, and then build from there. Are you keeping Shabbos? You're starting to get back into Shabbos. Get back into Shabbos and don't knock yourself for where you're not. Celebrate where you are and keep moving forward. You and I have been created, injected with the DNA of Avram Avinu. And the Azus Tigdusha that Avram Avinu had is Ad Lahafli. It's like, beyond. Chazal tell us he's called Ivri because he was over one side of the river, so to speak, and the whole world was on the other side, looking at him, laughing at him. You believe there's one creator and they're all stuck with tons and tons of different types of Avodah Zarah in order, Chazal tell us in Yevamos that Sanhedrin, that we knew Avodah Zarah was meaningless. It was completely empty. There's no content whatsoever. So it's just a cover-up. It's a camouflage to be matir arayos b'fahesia, to permit promiscuity. That's what it is. That's what it's really about. Avodah Zarah is not real, and everyone knows it. Yisrael for sure knew it. So why did they go into it? Because why are you doing these terrible averos? Well, my God said so. This is. I'm actually being a religious person by doing this avera. It's actually a mitzvah according to my God. And then what ends up happening is it's just a heter for a rice b'fahesia. That's what Chazal tell us. That's the more in Sanhedrin, I think Samach Gimel. Oh, so Azus can go in both directions. The Azus that Avram Avinu had to go against the whole world that was into Avodah Zarah for their pleasure, and Avram Avinu is saying, no, Hashem wants chesed. That's the ikar. He wants us to be kind to each other. Don't take other people's wives. Don't desire what's not yours. Be happy with what you have, and that's not mediocrity. That's actually training you that when you're blessed with more, you'll enjoy that too. But if you're not happy with what you have, you want more, you'll never be happy because you're always not looking at what you already have. You're always looking at what you don't yet have that will make you happy. And that's all thought in the moment. And Avram Avinu had the azus to stand up against Nimrod, his own father, Terach, the whole world. In his relationship with the Kadosh Baruch Hu, he would not let go for anything. So azus is attitude, it's thought. Moving forward, worry, fear, anxiety. Many times the Torah tells us, don't fear your enemies. Lo tira, don't be afraid. Rav Nachman of Breslov says in Sichas Haran, I think it's in Pei Gimel, paragraph 83, that the Yishuv Das Amiti, the true, real peace of mind that will be Zeichatu, will be 1 second after we die. And our feet are on the ground, I'm lying down, feet facing the door, and all of a sudden, I'm no longer in Olam Hazeh. And in an instant, all my fears and anxieties and confusion and all my problems, and I've got a dentist appointment tomorrow. Well, I'm dead. That means I'm going to miss it. All the worries suddenly are dead, gone. And I realize, oh my gosh, what a dimion. All the things I worried about, and all my anxieties, and all my fears, and all the bilbulim that I let myself get confused about, was meaningless. The only thing that really counts is, what am I thinking right now that's causing me to speak good words, kind words, words of chizuk? What am I thinking right now that's causing me to say, oh, this is the mitzvah that's in front of me right now. Shachris Mincha Mariv. Oh, my kvias in learning. Oh, now I'm going to work to earn a living, to support my family, my children in Talmud Torah, and to grow them to be B'nai Torah, so they can also support their families, B'das Torah. What are we thinking in the moment is what we are investing in for eternity. That's what we are left with. That second we pass away, have we been preparing for the real Chaim? It's not this life. There's no such word. Chaim means lives. Are we preparing in this life for the next life? Because that's what the word Chaim means. It means lives. We live for Olam Haba, not for Olam Hazeh. Olam Hazeh just happens to be the Heikatimsa, the Prusdor, Lekanes Litraklin. It's only the corridor where the reception party, that's a pretty impressive party, the reception party is not the banquet. Oh, the banquet is Olam Haba. That's Olam HaEmes. That's reality. How much are we preparing for that? Depends on where our mind is. What are we thinking? So letting go of worry and fears and anxiety is a mitzvah of emunah. It's a mitzvah of letting go and being liberated from thoughts that are pulling me down and making me worry about finances and about health. Yes, I should spend less than I earn and invest the difference, give more tzedakah, spend less than I earn and try to be more prudent. Yeah, be careful with money and try to reduce the debt and try not to get in debt in the first place. But worry, anxiety, fear, where's the place for that? It's just eating literally my muscles, literally my bones, literally eating out my health. It's spilling over into my shalom bayis. It's taking away from time that I would otherwise have for myself and my children, my family. Anxiety and worry are thought in the moment, and Hashem wants me to move to the next thought, press delete. Zrizus, enthusiasm in mitzvahs, especially when doing mitzvahs. Zerizus, enjoying enthusiastically Hashem's Torah and His mitzvahs. And if I'm not enjoying it, it's probably because I don't have the necessary skills to make sense out of the Torah. Oh, so learn those skills. That's what we learned in building block number 1. But the main point here is that Zerizus is an attitude. Enthusiasm, islavos, to be inflamed with love for Hashem and His Torah and His mitzvahs, to be alive and be free to perform His mitzvahs without restrictions, because so many mitzvahs are not restricting, because they're thought that nobody can go in to my mind and start putting down boundaries and walls of what I can or can't think. The Torah has already liberated me with the mitzvahs of Emunah, Zulasai, Echad, Avas Hashem, Yiras Hashem, Lutaturu, Acharei Levavchem, Acharei Nechem, Umaltimate et Arlas Levavchem. There's so many mitzvahs of the Torah that refer to my mind, that liberates my mind from sinah, and kinah, and taiva, and hemda, and all the crazy mitzvahs rise that are really thoughts that are kidnapping my mind and destroying my neshama. You can't destroy a neshama, but it's destroying me. I'm the one who's my own enemy, and it's my thoughts that can get me out of my own trouble, because it's my thoughts that can be my enemy or my friend and get me into reality, Hashem's reality. Moving forward, laziness, nurture, nature, it's thought. The same kid who's supposedly lazy, and we've got to get him into therapy to figure out how do we get him off his butt and out of bed in the morning, guess what? There are certain things he has unbelievable alacrity and is so agile, he'll run for. Something that's a favorite hobby or something he loves. It could be music, it could be dancing, it could be a sport. There's something he's good at or even excels in that he's not lazy for. Oh, whoa, 1 second. If he's lazy, but teva, if there is such a thing, I don't believe there is. If he's truly intrinsically lazy, then how come for the sport that he loves, he's not lazy? How come for the friend that he enjoys hanging out with, he's not lazy? How come for going to this concert, he's not lazy? How come for going to this game, he's not lazy? Therefore, laziness is a choice. So when we talk about the middah of conquering laziness, atzlanus is thought in the moment. Zrizus is thought in the moment. Flattery is what we're thinking behind our words. Chanifa is a middah ra, but where does it start? Oh, it's over here. I challenge you to help me find a middah that doesn't start over here. It's impossible. All middahs are deus, hilchas deus. It's all halachas of thinking. And therefore, if we want to talk about teaching mitzvahs to our children, be they our biological children at home or our students, hema banim, who are really our talmidim, are really our banim as well. That's the sifri in Vishinantam levanecha, elu ha talmidim. So whether we're talking about our biological kids or our students, the awesome responsibility of role modeling midas to our kids has to start where the Torah defines it. Thought in the moment. Is it reality thinking? Non-reality thinking. I made a mistake, apologize to the child. Made a mistake a second time, apologize second time. Whoa! Don't get into too many ruts of a chazaka, of making the same mistake too many times with the same kid. I don't want to lose the trust of that kid. So I've got more to work on myself. It's less about disciplining children than it is about disciplining me. That's where midas are truly transferred. where kids role model off us because they're seeing, experiencing how we handle ourselves in our interaction with them, the world, how we talk about Yiddishkeit, how we talk about HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We cannot escape who we are. And who we are is really between our ears. Mindset, attitude, thought. It's all thought in the moment. And I'm never far away from the next thought. That's why the Pasuk says, Ki karav hadava me'oid b'ficha uvilvavecha la'asaisai. This item, which Chazal tell us, it's talking about learning Torah, and it's also talking about teshuvah. The mitzvah of teshuvah, to change myself, Ki karav hadava me'oid, is extremely close. Now when Hashem says something is close, it must be close. He defines reality, but if he says it's karav ma'oid, it must be extremely close. How close can something be? Can't be closer than over here. Beficha uvilvavecha la'asaisai. All three: thinking, speaking, and doing. It's all close by. How close? It starts with over here. It's really thought in the moment. Moving forward, resilience. Whoa, that's a biggie. We actually kind of covered when we talked about in Shemon Esrei to say to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, please, Jerusalem, let my soul be silent to all those who curse me, and let my soul be like Afa, like dust to those who tread on me, to anybody. So resilience, that's a middah. And that starts with over here. All this right now, I'm laying down the foundation for middas, but we're going to get into a super practical area. And if you want to skip all this right now, you can, and go straight to the DVD part of the series that talks at, I think it's 3.0, where we get into the applications of Tochacha, and then later on into all the metaphors. That's really getting into the super practicals. I'm trying to lay down the foundation of where this is coming from, where those practicals, the Tochacha, and where the mitzvahs of the metaphors are coming from. It's all coming from recognizing that Middos is all about me, the teacher. What am I shaping myself as a person, in my personality, in my character traits, in my Middos? Because the kids will see to what extent I'm a Zaris or an Atzlan. They will see whether I'm a Baal Kas or whether I'm a Savlan, whether I have Savalanut and Erech HaPayim. I can't escape me. I can't run away from who I really am. And so the kids know who I am because I can't escape who I am. But if I'm not who I really need to be in my role modeling of Middos, that's not a problem. The Torah tells me what mitzvahs to adopt and what mitzvahs not to adopt, so I know what to think and what not to think. Okay, we're almost at the end here now. Solution conscious, always looking for Nekudas Tovos. Some people might call it positive thinking, but Nekudas Tovos is reality thinking. Looking for the good in ourselves, looking for good in others, looking for the good in Hashem's beautiful world. There's a whole Torah in Likutei Moharan, in Chelik Beis, Tinyana, a very famous Torah called Reish Pei Beis. It's the one that Rav Nosson of Nemirov, the main student of Rav Nachman of Breslov, said that all the teachings of Rav Nachman are encapsulated in here, and it was what matters the most to really get into, and that is Nekudas Tovos, to look for the good in oneself and others. He claims that in the midst of Havidanet Kol Adam Nachavschus, the word Kol includes yourself. So Kol Adam can't be everyone else but me. No, I mean, I've got to be done Nachavschus on me. And that means look for the good in me to put myself in a better light. Judge myself favorably. It has nothing to do with arrogance. It has to do with reality. Hashem made no junk. Hashem can't make any junk. A human being is Tselem Elokim. You are created Tselem Elokim. I've got to shine that out. I've got to reveal that. And we do that by finding the good inside of us. You can't find something that's not there. So the very finding, the language of finding means it's there already. I've just got to find it and reveal it. Don't think about Avodah Zarah. That's a middah. That's actually lo tifnu. Actually, the ayah is a deraisa. Lo tifnu elai lilim. Don't even think about Avodah Zarah. That's a mitzvah deraisa. I should put that in the previous list. And then you've got the mitzvah of Gimulas Chesed, a Nativa slave. We mentioned that, but Gomel Chesed, that you enjoy giving to other people. It's an attitude. It starts with, I want to do something for you, dad, mum, brother, sister. And when you notice that someone needs your help or needs help and you jump in, that's the mitzvah of Gomel Chesed. It's really a deraisa. And then you've got also being Pyrik El Mechaverai, which comes up in several places in the Torah where you see the Chamor of Soinecha, the one you hate, Roivetz, is squatting, like collapsing, Tachas Masai, beneath its weight, it's what it's carrying, and you jump in and help. And the Gemara tells us is talking about the chamor or the donkey of your enemy, the person you hate. And you're miskaber, you conquer that thought of, but that's my enemy. But so what? What's that got to do with helping him? He's still a human being. He's Selim Elokim. Oh, wow. So you see where the Torah is demanding of us to conquer our minds, conquer our thoughts, be in control of our thoughts, delete the non-reality thinking and hold tight onto reality thinking. It's never too late to change. It's extremely close to us to change what we think, and that changes what comes out our mouth. That's what changes our actions. The last three I'll touch on super fast. Another, humility. Do I attribute things that I've done right to me? Or is the true humility like Moshe Rabbeinu, who saw everything he ever was and did as a pure matana from Hashem? As we say every Shabbos, Yismach Moshe b'matnat chelkai. Let Moshe Rabbeinu be happy in the gift of his chelik. Why don't we say, B'yagias chelkai? He worked very hard. He worked extremely hard to break his Middos Ra'is. Look at Yachin Bayaz at the end of Kiddushin, Perek Dalet, on the Mishnah, right at the last Mishnah there, which talks about Toiv min Arofim the Gehenim. Look at Yachin Bayaz over there, mind-boggling. The Moshe Rabbeinu whole story, where he admits that he struggled with his Middos Ra'is and he conquered them all, and that's why he's precious in Hashem's eyes. And even though this Arabian king got a portrait of Moshe Rabbeinu where he would, B'chochmas HaPartzav, was able to read the character of a person from a picture of him. In this case, it was a perfect portrait. And when the painter brought it back to the king, and the king saw, and his advisors agreed, that this depiction of this person has terrible middos. Rutseach, Chanifa, Ka'as, Balkas, Balgaiva. So he wanted to kill the painter, who obviously didn't go to the midbar as he was instructed and take a perfect portrait of Moshe Rabbeinu, Ha'isha Elokim, the man of the power of powers, the man of God. How can you be a man of God? You're a human being or you're God? So no, this is a man who is more of a malach than a human being. And this Arabian king wanted to know what on earth made a human being, Yolet Isha, be able to be chosen by the power of all powers, take out an entire nation, slave nation, from the most powerful nation in world history, and then speak through him to the Jewish people that Moshe Rabbeinu was the Ish HaElokim that brought the Luchais and the Torah to the world. This Arabian king wanted to see what this character was. So he wanted to behead and hang or kill his royal painter, and the royal painter swore that this is an exact portrait of Moshe Rabbeinu. So the king wasn't sure. Do I kill the guy or do I kill my advisors, who will agree that this face looks like the face of Rutzeach, a murderer and a Balgaiv and a Balkasas for Shalom? So the king decided, hey, I'll just go out and check for myself. So he took out a whole escort of an army, whatever, to the Midbar. This is from Saudi Arabia. Actually, Midian is in Saudi Arabia today, so it wasn't that far, but it's the same country. It's a very big country, by the way, 500,000 square miles. So this Arabian king comes with his entourage and arrives at Machane Yisrael. He waits online till he gets to stand in front of Moshe Rabbeinu, and he unscrolls this portrait, and he looks at the portrait, he looks at Moshe Rabbeinu, and in the Lashon of the Yachin Boyaz over there says that it was not kechut asara. There wasn't even that much of a hair-splitting difference between the real face of Moshe Rabbeinu and this portrait. It was a perfect portrait. So now the king is really confused. So when it came to his turn, he begs Moshe Rabbeinu to explain this portrait seems to suggest that your character is very coarse and has got some of the Middos Ra'is of Balgaiva and Taiva and Hemda and jealousy and Ritzeach and Chanifa. I mean, really, really bad. What's Moshe Rabbeinu's response? I could never say this. This is Yachin Boyaz. He said, more than what you saw in this picture is true. Meaning, your Hachmei HaPartzuf, all your wise men who know how to read a face, they're correct. That and your painter is correct. They saw in me what's in my teva, but I broke my teva. I broke my nature, and that's why Hashem loves me so much. Oh, So Yismach Moshe b'matnat chelkai, even though he knew that Hashem loves him because he broke his teva, he still saw that whatever madrega he came to was actually still a gift. Hashem, you gave me the life, you gave me the clarity, you gave me the power to think, and you gave me the siyata d'shmaya that every time I fell or made a mistake, you gave me the resilience to start again. And so Moshe Rabbeinu is the example par excellence of anava. Anava is not denial of true qualities that you have and virtues. It's actually an admission that those are true virtues, even if I worked for them. But it was only Siyata D'Shema, it's only Hashem who let me get there, and therefore it's still 100% a gift. Yismach Moshe b'matnat chelkai. He will be happy with the matana of his chelik. When it comes to Tchias HaMesim, Moshe Rabbeinu is going to be dancing because the chelik that he got from Hashem as a pure gift ended up becoming, he was the lawgiver for Klal Yisrael, and we've been loyal to his Torah for thousands of years, mostly through persecution. That's incredible. So anava is massive on the list, and it all is attitude, it's all mind, it's all thought in the moment. Anava is thought in the moment. Am I the one who's responsible for my success, or is it you, Rabbeinu Shalom, who is giving me all the openings, opportunities, the right people at the right time? And even the difficult people are just there to help flex my Middos muscles. And the Middos muscles not in my arm as much as Ezev Gibor, Koveshet Yitzray. Who is a true Gibor? Who is a true powerful person? Koveshet Yitzray. The Yetzer is your thought. Yetzer Tov, Yetzer Ra are thoughts. That's, we said earlier, Lekutim Ran, Torah Mem Tes. Ha Yetzer Tov, Hema Machshavas Tovas, Ha Yetzer Hara, Hema Machshavas Rois. It says it 3 times there. Check it out. Oh, so now we have clarity that where we really exist is over here, thought in the moment, and when we are commanded to have Middos Tovos and all Sifrei Musa, Orchat Tzadikim, Alasat Torah, Mesilas Yesharim, it doesn't make it Rabbeinu Yonah and Sharei Teshuva, whichever sefer you want to look at that's talking about Musa and Chassidus and the nurturing of Middos Tovos and the conquering of Middos Ros, it's all thought. It's all about my mind, becoming more aware by paying attention to noticing the thoughts that are going through my mind. How am I reacting to my husband, my wife, my ex, my children, my grandchildren? How am I acting to my boss? How am I thinking about them? That's affecting the way I speak and the way I act. It all starts with over here. Last 2, and I'll close in less than 30 seconds. Sneers and busha. It's an attitude. It's not just which parts of the body are covered. Sneers is an attitude of modesty, behaving modestly, speaking modestly, thinking modestly, to control our thoughts. My thoughts belong with the one person I'm married to, nobody else. Where do my eyes belong? This is who I'm allowed to look at. This is who I'm not allowed to look at. When I look at what I shouldn't look at, it affects my thoughts, and my thoughts start following that direction. Lutaturu acharei einechem. Say Chazal is talking about Zanus. And even the one which is talking about Avodah Zarah, we already mentioned that Avodah Zarah itself is a cover-up for Zanus. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you gave me the directions of how to enjoy life the most. Because when my eyes go all over the place, my mind goes all over the place, I'm not in control of my life, I become an eved, a slave to outside items. But when I'm liberated from realizing, hey, they don't control me, I control me. It's thought in the moment that's letting me go over and follow that picture, that image, that website that I shouldn't be looking at. Oh, it's thought in the moment. I can turn that off. Delete, delete, delete. Another pop-up. Delete, delete. It's all thought in the moment. So we've covered almost all the middos that you're going to find out there throughout all the table of contents of Orchat Tzadikim and Malas HaTorah, Madregas Adam. It's kimat all there. And we've covered kimat all of them. But what I try to demonstrate throughout all, that if I have a responsibility as a parent, and in this context as a teacher, to teach middos, I'm making a slight mistake. There's no teaching of middos. It's who am I that my kid is learning from. It's role modeling. You can't teach Middos in the conventional sense. It's not a delivery of information. It's a delivery of personality, of persona, of quality of character. And that's what a Baal Middos is. Someone who's in control of the measures. How much measure of jealousy? How much measure of others? Good or not? Jealousy, good or not? Busha. How much measure of kas? Yes or no? Rambam tells me to go to the opposite and remove kas completely. It's a midah ad l'ma'id. So it's all measures, except for kas and gaiva. That's what Rambam says. We'll talk about that some other time. But essentially what we've covered is that Middos is hilchas thinking. And I, as a teacher, should be less concerned about how to discipline my children than how to discipline myself, because everything will flow from there. We're going to talk about strategies and management of the classroom, so to speak. We've seen that actually in all the procedures and routine that we covered in First Day Back to School. There's 7 DVDs on that. We covered a lot of different items on that. Hold on tight. We're now going to look at the mitzvah of Toichacha.